Is it just me, or does every handmade outfit need a matching scrunchie? I'll answer that for you. Yes, this is hands down my favorite way to make a scrunchie. I have made dozens over the years, and ever since I made one this way, I have not used any other method. It's quick and perfect to use up scraps from your project. And I actually haven't made one to match one of my latest outfits, so let's get started. But before we get into choosing, let's quickly talk about choosing the right size scrunchie, because there are so many ways to customize the scrunchie depending on what you like. Do you like large scrunchies, or do you like small scrunchies? Do you like scrunchies with lots of scrunch, or do you like scrunchies with less scrunch? If you want a larger scrunchie, add more width to your piece of fabric. If you want more scrunch, then you add more length to your piece of fabric. If you are unsure, just make lots of different scrunchies until you land on the one that is right for you. Enough of me talking, let me show you now what is my favorite way to make a scrunchie. I generally don't cut a rectangle that is less than 24 by 5 inches, but it just depends on how much scraps I have left from my project. I start by folding my fabric in half right sides together, and I match the short edges. Then I'm going to sew down with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now, with my seam allowance flat on the table, I'm going to take the top fabric and fold it into the middle, and that will leave me with space to join my seam. So I'm going to align my seams like that, and I'm going to place a clip to hold them in place. On the sewing machine, I'm going to keep on matching the raw edges and sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. As I go, I'm going to be pulling the fabric out the middle so that I can keep on sewing. And a little important step, if we are going to turn the scrunchie the right way out, we need to leave a little opening in the stitches here now. So roughly 2 inches before we get to the beginning of our stitches, we are going to stop and backstitch a couple of times. For the elastic, I always use a 1/2 inch wide elastic because I feel anything under this measurement just doesn't hold my hair. And I tend to cut it to about 7 to 8 inches long, which is just enough to go around my hair twice. On one side of my elastic, I put a safety pin so that I can thread it through the scrunchie, and on the other side, I place 2 clips so that I don't lose the other end. Now, without turning the scrunchie the right way out, I'm going to thread this elastic through the middle, join the ends, and stitch them together. This is where the magic happens. I'm going to reach into the gap that I left earlier on in my stitches, and I'm going to pull all the fabric until the scrunchie is right sides out. This is probably my favorite part of the whole scrunchie making process, is being able to turn the fabric the right way out and seeing what it looks like. All that's left to do now is to close the opening that was left to turn the scrunchie right side out, and we are done. We now have a brand new scrunchie, and this one matches my new outfit. I have not used another method to make scrunchies since I learned this one years ago. Now let me know if you also make matching scrunchies for your outfits, or is it just me? If you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more sewing videos. That's it from me today. Bye for now.